Without the gym, life would have been dreadful.
I want to see a better quality of life for people who've got disabilities.
We heard of Chinese New Year, obviously, but it was just nice to know about the history and the culture.
Won't you give me that beat?
Welcome to Councils for Communities, a whirlwind tour to look at what 7 councils in Worcestershire have been doing to meet the different needs of the communities they serve. So let's have a look and see what different councils are doing and what equalities and diversity actually means for real.
So what equality and diversity means to me is that we can actually understand our communities better so I can deliver something to the people that I serve.
And what it is, it's about focusing on the needs of the customers. So in 2 words, customer focus.
But for me, it just means literally getting on with my fellow person, no matter who they are.
We've got to make sure that everybody, regardless of what be they white, black, women, men, can access our services. And it would be outrageous if we failed.
It means living together with people peacefully, helping one another.
Treating people fairly, treating them as individuals.
Equality means involving everybody.
Well, equalities means treating everyone fairly, recognising the diversity in our communities that exist. Let's recognise that not everyone's the same.
Okay, great. So it means treating people fairly. Let's go and see what it means for real. First off, we're in Redditch, where the council support the annual Chinese New Year celebrations, which help raise awareness of Chinese culture.
歡迎各位來臨嚟睇呢個勵德祠新年嘅項目，歡迎歡迎！
I think Redditch is supporting the festival today because we realise how important it is that we have all our communities included within the town doing things so that other people can understand what's going on. The Chinese community is a very important part of the community in Redditch, and we want to make sure that other people outside the Chinese community are aware of what they're doing. This has been going on now for some 4 years, and I think more and more people from the non-Chinese community have been coming to this event because they've realised what a really wonderful event it is.
The reason that we started to do the Chinese New Year event was because of our family commitment to cohesion. And my husband is Chinese, and it's really important for our children to be proud of their heritage.
My name's Linda Chick and I'm a volunteer for the Chinese Association, and our aim today is to help to bring together the Chinese communities because there's quite a few people in Redditch now of Chinese extraction, and it's an opportunity for them to come here, exchange stories about their backgrounds, to meet new friends and to help us learn more about their culture as well. So today we've been doing things like face painting, calligraphy. Obviously we're going to have some Chinese food, and there's the play that the children are doing, which is a history of the lion dance. So I'd say today is a success, yeah.
I've been coming here for about 3 years. I've watched it grow. It does an amazing job. It's building confidence about the Chinese community. It's getting people together. It's building understanding. And when you see what they're doing upstairs with the young children, the plays, all the different activities, and it gives every one of our families an opportunity for that bit of an international experience that they might not get here in the middle of Redditch.
I like it here because you get to do lots of colouring in and art. I'm colouring in the bits of the land, and I think it's quite fun here.
I thought it was really good that the children, got so involved in the project. Like we didn't know anything about, Chinese. We heard of Chinese New Year, obviously, but it's just nice to know about the history and the culture. I think, the more we know about culture, the better for all of us, really.
Next up, Wychavon and the youth bus. Activities for teenagers always comes out top in what residents want the council to be doing more of. So when an old bus came up for a revamp, found by a local councillor, the council decided to intervene and create a mobile youth centre. It's got fitted out with everything, including tea and of course a wee.
Alright, welcome aboard the Wychhaven Youth Bus. This is a brand new project which was launched last year. It's all about reaching out to young people out in the rural areas of predominantly Wychhaven, and we've basically taken a standard coach and we're converting it into a mobile youth facility.
Because I'm a detached youth work, we go out onto the streets. I've been working on the Westlands estate, getting to know the young people and asking them what they want basically. And they said to me that they would like some help with finding work, finding employment, training, extra skills. We've got loads of activities on, and today is one of those activities, the youth bus, which we've organised it to come down. The young people can access the services. There's a substance misuse worker here, a teenage pregnancy they can talk to. And there's also, I've got loads of information about jobs, CVs, the vacancies that are available.
On the bus today, I'm talking to young people about sex, sexual health issues, relationship issues, that kind of thing, and promoting condom use, safer sex, finding out what knowledge young people have, what skills they have already, and then working with them to try and develop that, really.
I'm here today because the Westlands is a focus area for targeted youth support. There are a lot of young people who are unemployed, potentially out of school, out of work, and I work within SPACE, which is the Worcestershire Young Person Substance Misuse team, and we do harm reduction with young people. So I'm here to talk to young people about drugs. And then if you smoke 10 a day for a year, give me your other lung. There we go. And that's how much goes into your lungs.
Oh, that's vile.
It doesn't stay there. We look at all the risks involved with drug taking, we look at the reasons why young people use substances, and we look at helping them think about why they use and then looking at reasons for cutting down. Mouth over the mouthpiece.
I think what the detached team will be using this for is to get them off the street, to give them somewhere to go, and then talk about the impact, consequences and awareness, and this is what your behaviour is doing or having on the community and things like that. And this is brilliant because it's a mobile youth centre.
It's a good idea if people don't have youth centres, and it's good. Quite a doody bus actually.
I think any time when you're able to go to young people as opposed to trying to force them to come to you is a positive thing, and it's something that we need to do to engage with all young people.
It's giving people in rural areas the same opportunities that young people living in the more built-up areas and the towns within the district get the chances for. So being able to take something out to them, providing them with information and something to do is a really good thing.
A good example there from Wychhaven of how a bus being taken into communities where people are is making a difference. Councils have a duty to make sure that their staff understand the communities they serve too, and here in Wye Forest they're taking the messages out to the very front line. Here's what they're doing with the bin men.
We have a very diverse workforce, we've got a diverse community, and it's a real worry to me. You know, we have these guys and we send them out every day and you worry about what's going on out there. You like to think that the staff that are going out there are informed and trained, but of course people's personal prejudices kick in. We see that from members of the public towards us. So it's only natural, us being human, that we have exactly the same prejudices going back towards the members of the public.
And basically what we're trying to do is educate, I suppose, all of our workforce in equality and diversity and what it means.
Now we're going to do another exercise now. And what I want you to do is I'm going to come round and very quietly give you the name of a group of people. And I want you to write down every word you can think of that you associate with that group of people.
We did a footballer, millionaire, lifestyle and all that sort of stuff, which it was good to think of it, all the stuff, and obviously all the different other people doing theirs to try and guess who it was. So that was a good way of doing it.
I suppose we're also stereotyped in the job that we do, so we know how to deal with that side of things. I think people tend to think you're a bit slow and it's sort of a bit of a menial job, and you're not very well educated if you do it. But that's not always necessarily the case.
In fact, most of our guys are very well educated and they're very committed towards working for the authority, and they're really proud of working for the authority.
The guys that were being trained today are the force that are out on the ground, out in the communities, and they're the face of the council, they're the people that the community sees every day, but also it's useful for them to know those communities, to understand why they're being trained today and how it affects the service that we're providing.
I was surprised. Well, everything in today's course is surprising, to be honest, especially the amount of different people in this area, the different nationalities. So yeah, it was very interesting to see what kind of nationalities were actually in Wyre Forest.
Interesting to hear how the bin men felt they suffered prejudice. Well, one group that certainly suffers prejudice are the lesbian and gay community. That's why in Kidderminster they held a pride event to build awareness and to build understanding. Let's see what's happening there.
Hi, I'm Nathan Wild. I'm the organiser of Kidderminster Pride 2010. Basically organised Kidderminster Pride here in Brinton's Park for the first time, and basically done it to support our community and support diversity within the area.
I'm from the LGBT Forum in Dudley, so I'm just letting people know that we're here. We're trying to help LGBT people throughout our borough to have a better, happier life. And then other organisations who want to work with LGBT people or help and support people who work for them or service users, we're a first stop.
Well, I'm here as chair of the Hate Incident Reporting Partnership because it's really important that we actually encourage people to come forward and report incidents, even if they're not serious enough to go to the police. We do need people to report it. But it's great to see the event happening, and it's great to see so many people here enjoying themselves. I just hope it's successful. But no, I think it's really important to have events like this, and it's nice to see so many families with kids here as well.
We've put bounce castles all over the place, and we've advertised it everywhere, as you know, and families have come and they're having a great time, to be fair. It's nice to see little kids running about and having a good time as well as the adults.
The reason that we've come here today is just to see what it's all about. Neither me or my friend are gay, but we've just never been to a Pride event before, so we're just really keen to come and have a look what's going on.
With around 1 in 10 people estimated to be gay or lesbian in the UK, the County Council wanted to do something directly to raise awareness and build tolerance amongst its own staff. There's a strong business case too. If people can be themselves in their relationships at work, they will simply do a better job.
Well, this is actually our second conference that we've done to celebrate LGBT History Month, and we started with a conference last year aimed purely at our managers, and so we opened it up to all our staff this year, and we had a very good response, as you can see. It was trying to make sure that everything gelled together, which I think it did, but also giving the different viewpoints, the personal, what we're required to do by law, and then bringing in the theatre side, which is always very interesting. And then we also had the Couples Project DVD, which was actually our own staff who actually told their life stories in terms of how they are as couples.
You know, in the workplace, we go in each day and we work with our colleagues, but we all have the same challenges. It doesn't matter, you know, I might be black and I might work with someone from an Asian background, or I might work with somebody from a totally different background, but we all deal with the same issues outside work.
One of the key themes of today is being about helping people to be themselves and therefore perform better. So it's not all altruistic. There's something in it for the council as well, because it's about helping our employees deliver the very best they can in the workplace.
Today I was invited to talk about my experiences as a gay man and how we can perform better if we're ourselves. And obviously, being a presenter, performance is a big part of my job, but it's how we relate, how we feel comfortable in the workplace. So I've been talking about how being gay has affected my personal life and also my public life in terms of being a TV presenter and working for the BBC.
Respect, relationships and support, those are the three main things that came out to me this morning. It's about how we treat each other in the workplace and at home. And the couples film was an excellent example of how we're all so like each other, even though we're very different and in different issues. The couples issue also highlighted relationships, and I mean relationships, yes, between two people, but also how you are in the workplace, how you are with the customers, how you are with the people who use our services, in terms of that bond that you make with them, be it for a few minutes or over a longer period of time. And then finally, in terms of support, I think it's really important that as an organisation of our size that there are mechanisms in place to help people, because people will get it wrong, people will do things wrong, they'll say the wrong thing, they'll offend people without meaning to, and there may be people who offend deliberately, and then that's when support mechanisms need to come into place.
We all want to be treated equally. It doesn't matter whether you're fat, thin, black, you know, whether you support Liverpool.
We just want to be treated the same, and we want to be treated with respect. And the sad thing is that we do live in a world whereby people are continually making judgments, and sometimes you look at it, it's a way of other people trying to control you. But again, what you have to do is you have to challenge it, and you have to rise above it and say, well, wait there, this is not acceptable.
It has been brilliant. This year it was actually about members of staff, and actually members of staff, straight and gay, coming and actually finding out a little bit more about the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender community that we actually live within. So yeah, I thought it was very, very good.
I think this is a fantastic initiative and should really be praised and encouraged, and I hope that other county councils are doing the same. I think that it sends out a fantastic message to their employees and to the people that they're dealing with in the community on a larger basis. And I've learned stuff today, so you know, there's always room to learn more.
With 1 in 7 people with a disability in the UK, at St John's Sports Centre they've made sure the gym can be used by everybody, and they've designed it with disabled users in mind. We're all interested in improving people's health. Let's hear how they're doing it in Worcester.
The IFIs, the Inclusive Fitness Initiative, they're the organisation, obviously nationally. In fact, there's a week coming up where facilities nationally that are registered or accredited on the scheme actually put on a whole host of different activities for people within their local community to be able to come along and again participate in. So again, it's about raising awareness really of what's available in your local area.
Well, quite a few years ago I had a very serious back problem, and after various treatments nothing seemed to work. So I, just out of sheer desperation, I went to the doctors and asked him if a gym would help. And he sent me there on prescription, and then it just completely changed my life. I can do anything virtually.
Told from the hospital to do as much exercise as I could after having a stroke, which affected my right leg mainly and right arm. But I mean that as you can see, I've got pretty well of movement now, but I can't walk properly yet. But I'm obviously hoping so.
At St John's I use all the equipment, including the rower, the cross trainer, the treadmill, the stepper.
I've been on the arc trainer, I've been on the treadmill, and I should do some more weights on my arms really. When you're having a good day, the machines are fairly easy to climb onto. There's nothing that's too difficult to alter. But if you're having a bad day and you need to use your wheelchair, most of the machines, parts swivel out so you can still use it, so you don't have to not have a workout on a bad day.
I find it fantastic. I do this, and I do one similar to that, which is upstairs. It's an ordinary bicycle. You know, you sit on it like in this position and just do the legs, as I've been just doing my arms. And between them, they're marvellous.
It's just been incredible. I mean, the reaction from the local people has been beyond what we could have expected. You know, you hope it's going to be a success story, but it has been well beyond our wildest dreams, really, in terms of the number of people that have come through the doors in the 18 months since we've been open.
I'll be honest, if I didn't come here, I'd probably sit at home, watching the telly, drinking coffee, and my weight would go sky high. At least when I am coming here once or twice a week, I'm keeping it either stable or losing a bit, which is always good.
Without the gym, life would have been dreadful, because I'd have had to have had the spinal operation, which would have made me stiff, and I just wouldn't have the freedom that I've got now.
What a difference the gym's making. It really is helping people be healthier and more mobile. In fact, mobility is a big issue in Malvern. It's a hilly place. So the council worked with the community to produce an access guide so that people would know what facilities were there in the shops and restaurants before they went out. Let's see what's happening.
Well, the Malvern Access Group started in 2001. Our main interest is with people who have impairments of any kind.
So one of the things that we were very conscious of when we set out on this project was to ensure that we maximise the opportunities for people to come into the town centres.
The Malvern Access Guide lists the access facilities and characteristics of all the public spaces in Malvern.
It's a rather like orienteering with the pram. There's
access problems in every shop almost, and of course when you get in there's not very much space. Being Malvern, you know, you really need to know that you can get in and out safely, and it's not always very clear.
Parking's sometimes a bit of an issue with a double buggy and getting two little ones out. Places like the post office, they've really thought about things for accessing, you know, with wheelchair or buggy access.
I've got use for the access. I mean, as you can see, I'm propping myself up on the stick at the moment, and I have a problem with my knees and back, and I find the negotiating steep hills, steps, things like that quite difficult. I'm also a carer for my 87-year-old mother, and obviously the access guide means that before we take mum shopping or before I go out, we know it beforehand what the accessibility is to the various premises, and we can choose where we go and when we go. It's very useful.
Last stop on our whirlwind tour, looking at what councils are doing with communities. We're at Bromsgrove, where the council have set up a disabled users forum to harness the views of disabled people. They've got Bert moving. It's a minibus for people who can't use public transport, and it's working wonders in Bromsgrove.
Setting up the Disabled Users Group has helped us to be able to ask questions about things that we already deliver and to gain some intelligence from our communities about the things that we're not doing that would make a difference. Bert has been a huge example and has enabled lots of residents to get out of their homes and to access some of our services.
The group has raised issues that affect them. We've actually been able to get results. So Bert is one of those results that we've been able to get. It was quite a hard job to get it off the ground because we didn't have anything already running in Bromsgrove, but that is a real success for this group, and I know from feedback how much people value it and how useful it's being to people.
I think it's a really good group for the people of Bromsgrove because it tries to represent all disabilities, and I want to see a better quality of life for people who've got disabilities, and Bert actually is getting people out into the community.
I'm there to help people get out the house. Like there was a lady just before Christmas that hadn't been out the house for 8 months, hadn't seen a soul. And all I'd done was brought her into town. She did a bit of shopping and it made her day. It's job satisfaction, that's what I call it.
Well, what we've tried to do over the last couple of years is talk to groups like the Disabled Users Group and also to the Equality and Diversity Forum and actually start aligning the funding that the council has available to specific projects like Bert. We've recently got the tactile map across the town centre as well for people to use. So therefore what we're showing is by having groups like this, we're making sure that the money's aligned to the right places.
We recently did a customer survey of all the users of the scheme, and two things really stood out, and that was the independence that it's given people to be able to go shopping on their own and not be dependent on a relative or a friend who maybe have other commitments. And the other thing that came across very strongly as well was the cost, the fact that it is affordable to people. And those are two key things which I thought were quite interesting.
It's a life-changing thing. I wouldn't be able to go out and about. It's my legs, everything. I mean, before I had my buggy, I was stuck in the house all the while and never went anywhere. So I have a job to get on the buses. This is a lifesaver.
So when I've come here, got the Shop Mobility scooter, I can then go into town and do everything that other people do. So to me, it is an important thing in my life.
I've been telling everyone about it. It's been such a help to so many of my friends. Made a difference to people's lives.
What we've seen on our Councils for Communities journey is loads of brilliant examples of what councils are doing in their everyday work to reach out to different groups. It's not about PC gone mad, it's about the real things that make a difference to everyday life. It's a difficult time though. We've got to make sure as we weather through the public sector cuts that the cuts we make don't impact on those most vulnerable in our communities. It's not always about the money though, it's about an attitude of mind and a way of thinking about the world. We've shown that it's about valuing and respecting the differences people have. And at the end of the day, what are we here for? We're here to make life better for everyone. What are you going to do for your communities tomorrow?